Hello folks, Sid Miramontes here with Miramontes Capital. And in this week's program, I'd like to cover communication and what that means to your retirement and your monies and planning. You know folks, I recently talked to two clients of mine that have been married for a long period of time. One 38 years, the other 45 years. And I always ask our clients that I consider to be very successful, and I consider those folks that are married for a long period of time very successful. I asked them, what's a couple of the keys to being married as long and having a successful marriage? And they both said communication was at the top of the list. And I thought to myself, I go, that is what we need in planning as well. So let me tell you a little about one of the clients that recently retired with us. Let's say his name is James. James and his spouse retired with us about 6 months ago, but before that we were doing planning with them. And as we were going over their debts and their expense planning, James had some credit card debt, but his wife thought he was paying it off at the end of every month, his spouse. And all he was paying was a minimum payment. So his credit card debts continued ballooning up. Well, his spouse also was picking up quite a bit of credit card debt, and she was paying minimum payments, and he thought that she was paying it off at the end of every month. So when we got down to the nitty-gritty, we found that both were just paying minimum payments, and we had a significant amount of credit card debt at 18 and 23% interest rates ballooning up on their program. So of course, we devised a program that worked to pay off their debt, and strategically it all worked out. But nonetheless, that communication needs to be there a lot sooner than at the very, very end, because we had to do some pretty drastic adjustments to paying off debt that we would rather not have done at the very, very end. And it would have been much easier and a smoother program had we been aware of that earlier in the process. So communication is a big, big part, folks. And as we get to the beginning of your new retirement program, it's much better that we communicate with our spouse. I know it's difficult. I would tell you and advise you that if you can, at the end of every month, when you're a couple years away from retirement, start reviewing all your expenses and all your debts at the end of every month with your spouse. Take them to coffee or just spend 15 to 20 minutes just reviewing it. It'll save you a lot of heartache and headache at the end. And it makes it easier for all of us. So with that or any other questions or concerns, we look forward to your time. Thanks so much, folks.